I started a series of live sessions in 2020 in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. But I had to stop these sessions towards the end of 2020. Yeah, so I'm very excited to resume these sessions. Tonight, I want to introduce a session. I want to start the session by talking about some innovative ideas that we can have in order to mobilize tax revenue, in order to improve our capacity to mobilize revenue through tax. In other words, how do we improve upon our capacity to collect tax? Currently, the mobilization of tax revenue has been an issue, and so because we do not have sufficient revenue through taxes, we have to rely heavily on loans, whether internally or externally. But I believe that if we should have very innovative ideas for collecting taxes, we will be surprised that we'll be able to mobilize so much tax revenue, and our dependence on loans will be reduced so that we can become more independent. Now, it doesn't matter what ideas you have or what ideologies you have. If you don't have money, you will always be a slave to the person that gives you money. The Bible says that the borrower is a slave to the lender, and therefore it's important that if as a country we need to assert our national independence, then we have to strengthen our financial position. We have to be able to mobilize a lot more funds from home, domestic revenue mobilization. Then we don't have to depend on donors for a number of the things that we want to do. Once we have that level of financial and economic independence, then we can talk, we can speak our minds on ideological issues. There are ideological blocks and powers around the world that also control economic resources around the world. So although we may not like these ideologies, the donors may have their own ideological perspectives and positions, and we may be forced to go the way they want because we are not free financially or economically. And so I think that the conversation on how to strengthen domestic revenue mobilization should form a key part of our strategy to reset the country and to be able to gain a level of independence. Now, so over the next few days and weeks, I'll be sharing some thoughts on how to improve our revenue mobilization by way of tax collection. And for tonight, I will not share any of these thoughts except to just give this introductory session to say that whatever it is that we need to do, we need to do it to be able to strengthen domestic revenue mobilization. The truth is that Ghana is not poor. There are people who earn a lot of money and they are not paying taxes. The tax system can become more effective and efficient in order to collect more money from those who earn more. Then we can talk about an equitable system of tax collection so that those who earn more can be made to pay more. There must be systems in place that make it easier for taxes to be collected. And thankfully, we've made some progress in digitization and in the creating of information systems and trying to harmonize information system or data systems in the country. So that is some progress that we have made. Now we can build on that progress and we can do something amazing. And so in the next few days, over the next few days, I'm going to be talking about some of the ideas that we can harness in order to strengthen our tax mobilization. Now, let me make this disclaimer. I am not a tax expert. So I am not talking theory here. I'm talking strategic thinking, innovative thinking, simple ideas, common sense ideas that we don't need to go to university to read tax to be able to think about.